Alright, welcome once again to this month's show on What is Your Story with Dr. Robert. Also remember, once again, we are back. This is a program that happens every Sunday at 6 p.m. only at Romy TV Africa at Dr. Robert Osoro.
So my brother, so you say that you had started this.
Ulipiga ikaenda kwa wrong number.
Yeah.
Good morning, my viewer. How are you today? This is Friday. Welcome to Romy TV Africa. This is Friday newspaper review. How was your Mashujaa Day? And today I have my amazing colleague here. Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you. I'm Eric Pimeo, your favorite co-host. Hope you have a good time.
Okay. First we start with our new story here. Members of disbanded DCI killer unit revealed a total of 21 detectives who served under the SSU have been summoned to the Internal Affairs Unit headquarters in Nairobi. The officers, whose ranks range from corporal to inspector of police, have been asked to report unarmed to the AIU headquarters at Upper Hill today, Friday, October 21st, 2022. On arrival, they will report at the reception desk, where they will be guarded accordingly, interviewed, and record further statements. The AIU handles complaints filed against police officers and recommends punishment for those who are found to have committed professional transgressions. We have concealed the name of the officers for legal reasons. This is an amazing story here about the DCI killer, which has been revealed already. And I understand, according to this story, they are going to make statements today at Upper Hill headquarters.
Yes, well, this story has been going on for a while since President Ruto disbanded the Special Service Unit under the DCI when George Kinoti resigned, and I think it's a good thing they are going to interrogate them so that we can know the basis of the extrajudicial killings which have been happening for the past few years.
Yeah.
But what I think they have not done right is it's not the officers who are supposed to be questioned. The officers follow orders. The people who give the orders are the ones who are supposed to be questioned.
Yeah.
Not the corporals or the inspectors.
Yeah.
But the people above there, that they are the ones who are supposed to be questioned, not them finding scapegoats so that they can get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, according to that, those sentiments of yours, you're trying to say that the police officers are not supposed to be filed. They're not supposed to be accused. They don't really have any mistake there.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that they don't have any mistake, but I'm saying before questioning them first, they should start from the top to the bottom. I think that's how the system works, because these officers were just following simple orders, and it would be another crime if they hadn't followed the order. So I think to know what really happened is to start from the top to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your sentiments. Now, why Karua is yet to recognize President Ruto? Mother Karua said she is yet to recognize President William Ruto as the duly elected head of state. Karua, who vied as Azimio la Umoja presidential running mate in the August polls, confirmed the stance during an interview with the BBC's Ian Wafula. She said the law recognizes Ruto, but not me. Before you make your analysis here, I think Mother Karua has the audacity, because I understand from the word go, since President Ruto was elected, and before, even during the campaigns, we saw the way she was so bitter with President Ruto, saying even the God he worships is fake. You remember that story, and saying that he cannot recognize the God of William Ruto as a real God. And now we see, even now after things have, the law has already done its thing, and even the court made William Ruto the president. They nullified him. So I think this woman is a bit bitter still.
Yeah.
I think she has not moved on. She has not healed and accepted the fact that the Azimio la Umoja flag bearer, Mr. Raila, is not the president. I think she's still in self-denial. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I don't think most of the Azimio supporters really moved on, really accepted what really happened. Even the former president, President Uhuru, also said that he only acknowledges Raila as his leader. He never acknowledged Ruto, despite passing over power. And I think it's a really childish thing the Azimio people are doing. This is a country of law. It's a country of democracy.
True.
And what happened revealed that Kenya has really stepped forward in terms of democracy, and they should accept that the law is here to guide us. The law is here for us all, and it is here to guide us all. They should accept the fact that Dr. William Ruto is now the president, and there's nothing much further they can do about it. They tried, they went to court, and they lost. And it's time to move on. It's time to build a greater country. It's time to put all those grudges behind. Because despite whoever is the president out there, we are still one Kenya. And we look up to these leaders for motivation. So when we see people like Mother Karua saying that they have not yet acknowledged Ruto, what message does that send to us? Or to the people who supported her? It is like she's telling her supporters that they should not also accept Dr. Ruto, which is a really bad thing to do. If we start dividing our country as early as now, we want to go far. So it's better to accept the reality than to fight with it.
And to add on that, I think Mother Karua and maybe now the Azimio la Umoja, who have never healed, to add on that, as much as now you don't recognize the president as the president of Kenya, there's nothing will change. Nothing will change. So that is up to you. If you feel like recognizing him, if you don't feel like, nothing will change. Mr. William Ruto will still remain to be the president of Kenya, and who knows, he can go even for another term. So I think as early as possible, it's yourself to make peace within yourself. It's up to you to make peace with yourself and to understand that as much as you don't even recognize him, nothing will change. He will do his job. There are people who love him, and he will still continue, and the law will still stand to acknowledge him as the president of Kenya.
And also in another case, it's not bad to have your own opinion, of course. The opposition is really important to any government. That is to it, provide the checks and balances. And but as long as you're in the opposition, you have to accept that is the rule of law, and we should all follow that. Thank you.
True. Thank you for those sentiments. To some other story, how American was forced to flee Kenya after losing 1.8 M business to police ring. It all started on July 19, 2017, when Muhammad Ali, an American, sent 1.8 million shillings to a wife of an intelligence officer based in Nairobi. The money was meant for the purchase of fashion shisha in Pangani. Mr. Ali alleges that on February 24, 2019, a group of men, including the said officer, allegedly abducted him at 2 a.m. as he was alighting a taxi. Mr. Ali also purchased a matatu that was used to operate between the Nairobi city center and Eastleigh. According to Mr. Ali, an officer of the Pangani police station used to ask for protection fees, which Mr. Ali would part with almost weekly. Incidentally, the officer has been in the news before all the wrong reasons. The nation is also in possession of M-Pesa transactions that Mr. Ali made to the officer before falling out.
Well, this is not a new story. This is not a new story. We have the police. The police act like they are above the law. This is an American who wanted to invest in Kenya, and the way the police did that was good. This is really scaring off foreign investment in the country. And I think the airport should be looking up to these rogue officers. This is really terrible, conning someone of 1.8 million and then abducting him and torturing him, and then even forcing him to go to exile. That is not really good, and this man should seek justice, and justice should be brought upon the officers. and they should serve as an example of all the rogue officers out there. This is something which has really disturbed our country for long, and if left unchecked, it will really go bad.
Yeah.
And many people will continue to suffer under these people,
Yeah.
and the corruption will continue to prevail, and this country is going nowhere.
Mm.
So I ask the new government to check upon this, to really see what's going on with our officers out there, to really talk to them, to really investigate them, and come out with a good conclusion against this. Yeah, because this is not good. This is not good at all. We are hearing these cases in day out about officers harassing people, officers taking corruption, officers this, officers that. This is not good. We really need a solution.
Yeah. I think police officers are people who are supposed to be an epitome of kindness, an epitome of honesty in serving the people. Because you cannot be a police officer, you've trained, you've been taught the values of serving the citizens, and yet you're in a position to harass them and make them feel like outcasts. You even ask for money, for bribery from them. I think that is so wrong, and any police officer caught doing this is not allowed to be a police officer anymore.
Yeah, and what really amazes me the most is that it's not the junior officers who are doing this, is the high-ranking officers asking for protection money. What is protection money? Do I need to pay you so that I can be safe in my own country? Really?
Surely.
That is not good.
Yeah.
For even those top officers are the ones who should even be investigated the most, because they are the ones who giving orders to the junior officers. This is not something which is appealing, and something should be done.
True. Okay, CS vetting. 5 more face questioning by MPs. Now, we have seen the vetting is ongoing. We have, I think this is day 5. Is it day 5 or day 4?
I think it's day 5.
Okay, now CS vetting, 5 more face questioning by MPs. Rebecca Miano, CS nominee, ESC docket, is among the few technocrats who will be in Ruto's cabinet if she is approved. Then we have Ababu Namwamba, sports CS nominee. He will be making a comeback in the docket, which he managed a decade ago. Then we have Ezekiel Machog, education CS nominee. Served as district officer, district commissioner, and senior deputy secretary before being elected as MP for Nyaribari constituency. We have Eliud Owalo, ICT CS nominee, served as Raila's campaign secretariat under the 10 Coalition for Reforms and Democracy. And before I continue, this is interesting because with Eliud Owalo, now the ICT CS nominee, served as Raila's campaign secretariat under then the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy. You see, I think the president was fair enough. Yeah. Because this is someone from the Raila's
opposition,
from the Raila side, and we have seen him nominate him. I think that is something beautiful. Yeah. Then we have Mithika Linturi, agriculture CS nominee. Linturi's life for the past decade had been full of controversies, which will be the center of his vetting. And when we say it has been full of controversies, we saw him with a lot of cases. You know, being accused, I don't know what he did. Then we have, he has been to court since 2012 on different charges, ranging from abducting his parental responsibilities to attempted rape. Wow. In November 2017, the University of Nairobi redigested his 2014 law degree after it was discovered he had presented fake papers when enrolling the course. Wow. Yeah. I think that is a lot for Mithika. Is it Mithika? Mithika Linturi.
Yeah, it's going to have a hot seat today to answer all those questions. I know the MPs have prepared a lot of questions for Mithika Linturi. This is one person to watch today, and I would really want to see how that ends, because being a CS with a lot of controversies, it's a little bit tricky. It questions our judgment of you. Yeah. Do we really know you can do this? Or will the controversy still continue? Mithika Linturi is someone to watch, and I think I will be ready for that one. And I can also say that Ruto, apart from Linturi, Ruto is really strategic in his CS nomination, and we can see someone like this woman, what is she called? Rebecca Miano, the CS nominee for the East African Community Docket. She is among the few technocrats who will be in Ruto's cabinet if she is approved. That means she is really professional. She is not political. She just wants to do a job, and I think that is good. And someone like where is he? Ababu Namwamba. Yeah, we can all remember Ababu Namwamba is an experienced CS. He served as a sports CS some 10 years ago, and he did a good job. I think it will be good seeing him go back to doing his job. And someone like Eliud Owalo, the ICT CS nominee, he previously worked for Raila, but Ruto saw potential in him and picked him up and decided to put him on his side. I think that's a really good judgment from Ruto, and I think. So far, the CS who have been vetted, they have provided really honest answers. I commend them for that, and the MPs, the MP committee which is interviewing the CS, I think they are also doing a really good job. They are not letting them rest. Very hard questions, very tough questions, which lets us know how their intelligent capability is like. And I think today will be the same. Especially for Mithika Linturi, I think it will be a really hot day for him, and I will want to watch that one.
Yeah, and without a judgmental intention, I think Mithika Linturi, with all the cases I've seen here and with all the controversies that have been seen before on his life, I think he's not fit for this position, because first, we cannot entrust him. You have seen he's someone who who overthrew his parental responsibilities. You have seen he's someone who was accused of attempted rape. You have seen also he's someone who presented fake papers when enrolling the course of a degree in the University of Nairobi back in 2014. I think he's just a man full of fraud activities.
Yeah, I think he's one of the few cases which Ruto is trying to repay for his political loyalty. But I think the committee will really grill him. They need to convince us that this is the right person. Because for now we are not convinced at all. We need that committee to really step up and really ask him very tough questions. We need people who will guide us to the right direction. Kenya is a beautiful country. We need to protect it, and we need people who will lead us well.
True. I think for me, I don't agree with Mithika Linturi, and in case he succeeds in this vetting, and maybe God willing he's approved to be the CS for that, I still don't agree with the fact that he's supposed or he's fit for this position. Because we cannot have someone with all these cases, I'm not judging, but someone with all these cases is unfit for such a public position. He's not fit to serve the people. We don't trust him. We have seen the cases he have done before. So I think something should be done, and if he's approved, then they have to really convince us why he has been approved and why he's fit to serve the people.
And you can also see that he's a nominee for agriculture. Agriculture is one of our main sectors in the country. It's what drives us. Putting someone who is untrustable in the agriculture dock, it's really risky. We need someone who can really step up the agriculture. It's not been going well previously. We need someone who can step up, reduce the cost of fertilizers, reduce the cost of food, increase production. We need someone who is really fit for the job, not someone who has been in corruption cases, rape cases, and abandoning parental responsibilities. And I really wish the committee to really take action and grill him very well
True,
so
true,
that
true.
they can prove to us that he's the right man for the job.
Yeah. And congratulations to all other CS and nominees. I hope all goes well. And for those who have been vetted already, I've seen their honesty. I've seen them giving honest answers. It's recommendable. I've seen even some questions were really difficult, but they managed to answer out of honesty and out of how they understand.
Yeah.
I think that is so beautiful. And to all those who hold those public services, we wish you well, and we wish that you serve the people well, without any favoritism, without any kind of ill will.
Yeah.
Some other story, International Liz Truss resigns after 44 days in office. I understand this is the Prime Minister for
UK.
the UK.
Yeah.
So the Tories expect to have a new leader by October 28th. Liz Truss will be the shortest serving Prime Minister in Britain's history, after only 44 days in office. I recognize that given the situation, I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected for by the Conservative Party. I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him of my resignation. Wow.
Wow. This is something Kenyan leaders should learn from.
True.
Yeah.
I think this is beautiful and so honest.
Yeah, that is really honest, and
Yeah.
I think when campaigning, the politicians make a lot of promises.
Empty promises.
Yeah,
which they don't
but
fulfill.
I always think, but at the time they are campaigning, they always think that they can do that
Yeah.
until they got into the office and find that the situation in the ground is really different.
Plus, they get caught up with greed issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is what Liz Truss encountered, and as I have seen, she really had a very tough time in her first 44 days. She, as I continued reading the article and found out that she fired some very important ministers, and her strategy for tax reduction really had a blow on the pound, and I think that those are some of the reasons that made her resign.
True.
Yeah, but I think when you see that you are not fit for the job, or the job cannot be done by you rather by someone else, I think it's really safe to be honest with yourself and be honest with others. Don't try to force things up. Yeah, it's always good to find the best solution to every problem.
True.
Yeah, this is something that our Kenyan leaders must do,
Yeah.
not just putting up empty promises out there. That really makes Kenyans lose faith in politicians.
Yeah.
And I think if politicians were more honest, a really good job will have been done by now for Kenya. Yeah.
I think I love the way this lady spoke. She said, I recognize that given the situation, I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected for by the Conservative Party. I think she's so confident, first rising and telling the people, I cannot do this. Because she have seen the situation the way it is like, and she have realized in that position, instead of lying to the people and pretending and working sheepishly, I think I should just evacuate.
Yeah.
And leave for someone else who can do the better job.
Yeah.
Because I think Kenyan leaders should borrow this character trait from her. Because we have seen leaders who pretend, we have even seen leaders who are elected just because they maybe got lucky at some point, but they really never had any leadership skill in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as I have said, this is something Kenyan leaders should learn from Liz Truss.
Yeah.
And you can see she's the Prime Minister of the UK, one of the leading countries in the world, not Kenya. This is something that needs courage and confidence.
Yeah.
To be able to resign in a top office like that. The Prime Minister is the second most top office in the UK after the Majesty, and I think that is a really bold move she did. And if Kenyan leaders can learn from her, it will be really great for the country. And we will see more honest leaders going up there and doing a change for our country rather than fake leaders with empty promises, please.
Yeah. Leaders who also stay in seats for almost 12 years And when you look back what they have done, you don't really see anything.
Yeah.
But just because of greed and they really wanted the favors they gained from that seat in terms of salaries. I think with that and a lot of corruption, because it is a lot of money that comes to them that is supposed to serve the people, that is supposed to be for the people, but they take. We have seen so many corruption deals.
Yeah.
I think they should borrow from this, because a leader staying for 5 years in a term and serving a whole term about 5 years and nothing they have done, that is greed, because all they ever wanted is money, but they never served the people. They never did what they were sworn in to do.
Yeah. And also in the part of the CS nominees, I think if Kenya was had the same system as UK, some of the members would not even be considered to be vetted.
True.
Yeah, because of the back trails accompanying them, the cases, the corruption deals. Yeah, I think Kenya has a really long way to go before reaching a certain level which we can really trust 100% to our government. Yeah, and I think we will get there if we elect the right leaders, if we are really smart to who we elect, who we put in very important positions. Yeah, and I think we can really do a great job. We can do more than what you can imagine.
True. That has been our Friday newspaper review. I hope you've really enjoyed our time, our short, brief time here. Tell us what you think on our comment section. I've been your host, Regina Mwangi, with my amazing co-host here.
I am Eric Kimeo. Thank you for viewing.
Follow us on all our social media platforms at Romi TV Africa. See you next time, same place, same time.
Yeah, haikuwa short.